Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Sunday, January 25th, college and NBA basketball. Sorry we've been so hit and miss with some health issues. Reason number one to join our Discord, because even when we don't have a show, you get all the bets and all the action. You'll find that link in the comments section as well as the YouTube channel page. Also, a link to our title sponsor for the show, Outlier, the world's #1 sports betting app. You will find that 7-day free trial in the link in the comments section and the YouTube channel page. So appreciate all your guys' patience with us. Like I said, as we've had some health problems, but still putting everything out for the Discord channel on a daily basis, but trying to get back to the shows on a regular basis for all of y'all as well, because we love spending time with you. We're going to get started. It's a light day in college basketball. A lot of games played yesterday. I apologize. We're out here in Phoenix, so we don't see much of the weather that you guys are all seeing. Hopefully everybody is staying safe and warm out there. Most of the country is getting blasted with everything, so hopefully you're all staying inside, making a lot of sports wagering, right, and having some fun this weekend. So we'll get started with college basketball with the games that we're on. Like I said, not very much in college basketball overall. Today, only a couple games that we're on, and there's only a few more out there. But anyway, we'll get started. It's going to start at 3 o'clock Eastern time for us. Oregon, Washington, this game played at Alaska Airlines Arena in Seattle at Washington. Huskies coming in at 9.5 point favorite, 146.5 total. Oregon's 1-7 in the Big Ten. Washington 2-6 in the Big Ten. So both teams have definitely struggled to be very polite here in the Big Ten play for basketball so far this season. Neither team, a lot of stars, a lot of studs on either side. The one thing is Oregon's been really bad at home and road as of late. For us, this is a Washington play all day, more of a fade of Oregon than probably a plus for Washington. But Washington -5 in the first half, -9.5 for the game. The most excited game that we are on college basketball-wise is definitely going to be at 4 o'clock Eastern time frame on Peacock with USC – 14-5 overall. All 5 of those losses coming in the Big Ten as they're 3-5. They're going to Madison, Wisconsin to play Wisconsin, 6-2 in the Big Ten. No surprise here. Wisconsin's a 7.5 point favorite, 159.5. I was surprised, though, that this thing wasn't over 10.5, to be really honest. It's kind of where we expected the line to come in, so we couldn't hit the button fast enough at 7.5. Wisconsin -4 first half, -7.5 for the game. Now we're going to flip over to the NBA. Crazy day on Saturday in the NBA. Once again, for example, the Celtics losing a game on the road to the Bulls, and then the Jazz, who normally really good at home, got blown out. The Warriors and T-Wolves did get postponed because of the shooting till Sunday, which we're going to go through the Sunday games for you. And we're going to get started off at 3 o'clock Eastern time frame. Kings, Pistons. Pistons favored by 13.5. No surprise there, as they have been. I mean, they keep winning games. The problem is they're not covering, and they have not covered their last 9 games at home, which has been definitely a big, big, big surprise for all the people that are trying to back the Pistons here. And they went through a couple things. Cade's had some nagging injuries. Jalen Duran went through some things. Zach LaVine, by the way, injury report, game time decision. Keegan Murray still out. Cade Cunningham is still a game time decision, as well as Caris LeVert. The question is are the Pistons they're not the most explosive team offensively, but they are good defensively, normally pretty solid with the basketball. So what are they going to do here against the Kings? One of the worst teams in the league at 12-34. That's the 13.5 just seems like a lot of points for a team that's struggling to cover the number, even though the Kings have lost their last 4. And even the Pistons do come off a loss at home against the Rockets. They won 4 consecutive before that. But I mean, I understand the Pistons are by far and away the #1 seed in the East, but they have just not covered the number. The Thunder have had some similar struggles on this. We don't expect the Kings to win this game on the road. I mean, they are 3-18 on the road so far this season. They're not good, right? Let's just be honest here. Sabonis finally back, and now Levine's, they're going to have to blow that thing up at some point. The problem is I don't think they're really going to – it's going to take some years to do so, unfortunately, with the way the new salary cap is, with the second apron. A lot of teams you just can't add that over the apron. You get handcuffed. But we do like the Kings to cover here. We're playing the Kings to cover, +4 in the first quarter, +7.5 first half, 13.5 for the game. Tobias Harris, 3+ assists. He's hit this in 4 out of his last 5 games. This thing is like +188 over on DraftKings, by the way. Russell Westbrook, 5+ field goals. Russell Westbrook, 4+ rebounds. We're also going to play the under here. Pistons and Kings under 57.5 first quarter, 115.5 first half, 225.5 for the game. We normally don't play a side and a total very often, but for the Kings to cover here, I think this game's going to have to come under. Sabonis, 14+ rebounds and assists. He's definitely not scoring like he was before the injury, but rebound-wise shouldn't be a problem. The assist numbers have been down for a couple games, but we do expect him to pick up the pace. Hell, he might get to 14 rebounds and assists with just rebounds. Precious Achiuwa under 2.5 field goals. This thing continues to cash. Stuart Thompson, 6+ rebounds, still plus money for that play, as he's been rebounding the ball much better. Malik Monk, 12+ points. We're also going to go back to Russell Westbrook again. 14+ points, 19+ points and assists. I know his last game was off a little bit. We expect him to rebound there. Monk for 17+ par. That's points, assists, rebounds combined. And Domantas Sabonis, 4+ assists. Like we said, we expect him to get back on the assist train, maybe get 5 or 6 assists to go along with 12 rebounds or so. It's kind of what we were anticipating out of Sabonis. Next game up, how about we go to 3:30 Eastern time frame, Nuggets and Grizzlies, and which will check the MASH units for both these teams. So Valanciunas, game time decision. Peyton Watson, game time decision. Christian Braun, Aaron Gordon, both out. Jamal Murray, once again, a game time decision. There wasn't hardly any player props available for the Nuggets just because of the injury situation. Over on the Grizzlies side, we know John Morant's out now till after the All-Star break. Scottie Pippen Jr. out. Zach Eddy's still out. Eddie might be gone for the remainder of the season. Ty Jerome's still out. Aldama has been really good for them. He's still out for at least another day or two. So both teams missing a boatload of offensive and defensive players, guys that can get it done for them. Memphis, 3.5-point favorite, 224.5 total here is what we're looking at. And to be really honest, we kind of like the upset here. The Grizzlies have not played. Now, I will say this. So if the Grizzlies can figure out how to get rid of John Morant, I think they have something there with Cam Spencer. I think Coward's a really nice piece, right? But realistic, Jarrett Jackson, they paid a bunch of money to. So you've got, I wouldn't call it you've got like a star and 2 guys that possibly could be stars, but no superstars. But that should be able to get you a lot of regular season wins. It's probably not going to bring you an NBA championship, but keep you at least competitive. But they're a little ways away from that one. We do like the Nuggets to win this game outright. We'll take the plus money here. Nuggets money line first quarter, first half and game. Coward 3+ points in the first quarter. He's hit this in 8 consecutive, I believe, in that one. Pickett under 10.5 rebounds and assists. Vince Williams for the Grizzlies under 12.5 points and rebounds. Coward 7+ rebounds. Spencer 3+ threes in that. All right, next game up, we got the 5:30 Eastern time frame on NBA TV. Warriors, T-Wolves in Minneapolis. To all the people that live in the Minneapolis area, I'm sorry what you're going through. It seems like a complete chaos that cannot be good for the psyche. So all of our prayers and wishes going out to you there on that one there. This game here, not every book has this game booked yet, but basically T-Wolves, about a 6.5-point favorite on this one here. I mean, the big news, obviously, this last week has been Jimmy Butler's out for the season. And when it comes for the injury report overall, Kuminga's out with a knee. Melton's game time decision. They might want to rest him. Same thing for Horford. Curry's dealing with a knee as well. He's game time decision. The only person out for the T-Wolves, Terrence Shannon, still out on that one. So you're taking away, it's going to be, if Curry doesn't play, and he had a great game the last time out, obviously the scoring is going to be hurt. The T-Wolves did win the first game they played against Golden State this year by 7 in Golden State, or in San Francisco, I guess I should say, in this one. Just like the T-Wolves in this spot, there's not going to really be any player props for the Warriors yet either due to the injury situation, but T-Wolves minus 1.5 first quarter, 3.5 first half, 6.5 for the game. Ant-Man under 10.5 field goals. DiVincenzo 2+ turnovers. Rudy Gobert under 24.5 par points, assist, rebounds combined. And 3 different plays for Jaden McDaniels. 4+ points in the first quarter, 1+ block, and over 23+ or over 22.5 points, assists, rebounds combined in that. All right, next game up, we've got a little bit of Mavericks and Bucks. So Giannis obviously now out again. That trade market for Giannis might be done this season with a couple of injuries. He's out, they said Giannis is out till after the All-Star break at a minimum on that one as well. For the Mavs, injury report, Anthony Davis obviously out till March. Derek Lively's out for the season. Irving's out till middle of February. And Dante Exum out for the remainder of the season. For the Bucks, Giannis being out, Kevin Porter being out, that's 2 big pieces. Prince is also out. He hasn't played. AJ Green and Gary Trent Jr., both game time decisions with illness, according to the injury report. Bucks, 1.5 point favorite, 219.5 total. One of the lower totals you're going to see in the NBA till we get till after the All-Star break, I'm pretty sure. And that's when the defenses tend to ratchet up and not as many fouls called. And when we normally see the numbers go down at that point. But let's honestly look at this game. The Mavs, they're 19-27, 5-14 on the road. The Bucks, 18-26, 9-12 at home. Both teams no bueno. Both teams have had a lot of injuries. And both teams come in. The Bucks lost 4 out of their last 5. The Mavs had won 4 in a row till they lost to the Lakers at home by 6. They are coming off a back-to-back. And, losing to the Lakers there, obviously with the Luka coming back to Dallas game, nothing to be embarrassed about there on that one. We do like the Mavs in this spot. The money, if you really look at the money line, though, here, guys, it's a little off. So, the Mavs should be, normally when you're a 1.5 point dog, you're going to see some plus 115s. There was a lot of minus money or even money out there. Was able to shop around and get the Mavs plus money on the money line. But like I said, just be a little cognizant of that. But we do like the Mavs money line first quarter, first half, and game. Williams for the Mavs, 5+ field goals and also 20+ par points, assists, rebounds. Cole Anthony under 3.5 rebounds. Naj Marshall's been on a nice run here as of late. Naj Marshall, we're going to play for 18+ points, 6+ rebounds, 23+ points and rebounds. You're getting a little bit of a discount there because his point and rebound number is actually higher than that. So you can get a little discount on the 23+ points and rebounds. Naj Marshall also 2+ rebounds in the first quarter. One guy to watch out for with Giannis being down is going to be Ryan Rollins, 19+ points in this one. Bobby Portis will be seeing a lot more time as well, 17+ points in that one for you. Next game up, Thunder and the Raptors. Thunder favored by 11.5 here at home, 225.5 total. The Raptors, 15-9 on the road, 28-19 overall. The Thunder is still the best team in the league, 37-9, 20-3 at home. Injury report has a lot of people on it, though, so make sure you pay attention here. Quickly and Walter, Murray Boyles, all game time decisions. Jacob Podol, is out for the Thunder. They're missing a lot as well. So AJ Mitchell, who was on fire, going to miss his second game here with abdomen. Alex Caruso out again with the groin. Hartenstein out again with the calf. Jalen Williams out again. They need to sit Williams until he is ready to go. There is no rush to bring him back. He is a huge piece for him for the playoffs, though. And Aaron Wiggins is the game time decision for the Raptors. They have won 3 straight, all on the road. Golden State, they beat them by 18. They beat the Kings by 13, and they beat the Blazers by 12. Obviously facing a lot tougher competition here. And the Thunder have only won 3 out of their last 5. They had that embarrassing home loss to the Pacers, that was their 3rd road win of the year. But they beat Cleveland, Milwaukee, lost to Miami by a deuce. They're favored by 11.5 here. Even with the injuries, they should have more than enough to beat the Raptors here. I think if SGA has to stand up and get 45 points, I guess that's what he needs to do here. Chet Holmgren, I'll be honest with you, offensively, I've been completely disappointed with his performance all season long. He's been extremely inconsistent from 3, which he's supposed to be a stretch 5. He has not blocked a bunch of shots like he has in years past either. And being 7 foot tall, you think the dude should be able to get 12 plus rebounds a game. It's a struggle a lot of times to get 9 out of Chet. So, especially when Hartenstein's playing. Now, with Hartenstein out, his rebound numbers tend to go up to 10, 11 in that range, but it's still, Chet has not had a good year. SGA having another fantastic season like he always does. He's been fantastic. AJ Mitchell's shown up here as of late, kind of helping out, but then he got hurt, missed a couple of games. Dort is great defensively, but his three-point shooting, I think, has gotten worse. There are some kinks in the armor for the Thunder. Mainly, it's three-point shooting. They're not quite as tight defensively as they were last year, but it's still, we're just at the halfway point through the season. After the All-Star break, expect to see a lot more defensive effort out of them. But Jalen Williams is going to be huge for them down the stretch if they're going to win a second consecutive championship. Anyway, this game here, that stuff doesn't matter. It's Thunder covering here. Thunder -3 first quarter, 6 first half, 11.5 for the game. One play on here that we did find at a bargain, R.J. Barrett over 19.5 par, 20-plus par, points, assists, rebounds combined. R.J. Barrett, 2+ threes. Brandon Ingram, under 7.5 field goals. When Barrett and Barnes and Ingram all play, Ingram's numbers are the ones that seem to suffer the most. Barnes, 26+ points and rebounds. Dort, who we mentioned, under 10.5 points. Holmgren, we are going to play for 3+ blocks. A lot of guys like to take it to the hole, especially if Quickly is going to play. Dort, under 14.5 points and rebounds. And Scotty Barnes, the turnover machine, but we're not playing turnovers for a change. 19+ points there for Scotty Barnes. Next game up, we're going to get to the Spurs and the Pelicans, 7 o'clock Eastern time frame in San Antonio at the Frostbank Center. So the Pelicans were hot for a little bit, covering like crazy. Now they've cooled off. 11-36 overall, one of the worst teams in the league, 4-17. Spurs, the number 2 seed in the West, barely. 31-14, 16-5 at home. They've been good overall at home in this one. Injury reports, where we're heading first. For the Pelicans, DeJounte Murray, I don't know if it keeps getting pushed back on his return. He's still out. Jose Alvarado still game time decision with the oblique. Luke Cornett and David Jones-Garcia, both game time decisions for the Spurs. Spurs coming in. They've won 4 out of their last 5. They did lose at Houston. The game was tight. Interesting note there. If you guys watch what a lot of in the Pelicans come in on a 1-game winning streak at Memphis. But interesting note is Kevin Durant talked about how when they've played Wemby now a couple of times, he was down in the paint and he was unstoppable down there. Wemby seems to be taking a lot more jump shots and 3-pointers than he was earlier in the season. And the numbers kind of reflect it. I mean, for the Spurs have plenty of guys at the perimeter. Castle, Fox, Harrison Barnes camps out at the 3-point in the corner. I mean, Wemby needs to really be down in the blocks or close to it and get stuff going down there and spread that offense out a little bit. Hasn't been that way. here as of late, but we'll see if that does change here. Spurs are favored by 11.5, 238.5 total in this one. We like the Spurs quite a bit in this game here. Spurs -3 first quarter, 6 first half, 11.5 for the game. And then we're going to go Harrison Barnes under 2.5 rebounds again. He's only hit 3+ rebounds in 2 out of his last 10. Devin Vassell coming off injury under 14.5 points and assists. Steven Castle under 30.5 par. We really like Castle as a player, but he's went under 30.5 par in 8 consecutive. Wemby 26+ points. Champagnie 3+ threes. Sadiq Bey for the Pelicans 15+ points. Like to play Zion here, but Zion has to score at the rim. If Wemby actually goes down and plays some defense, he will block up Zion shots. So we stayed away from the Zion point prop here. De'Aaron Fox, he's been money for us at 2+ threes. Unfortunately, it's Justice out there. We're going to go to 3+ threes. Pretty heavy plus money there as well. Devin Vassell, 4+ rebounds. Champagnie, 11+ points. Sadiq Bey, under 4.5 rebounds. Next game up, Heat and the Suns, 8 o'clock Eastern time frame, down here in Phoenix. And the Heat coming off a back-to-back and an impressive win over the Jazz at home. The Jazz are not world beaters, but at home they can be a tough out. The Suns coming off the road trip against Atlanta, which was an absolute disaster. They led that game. I believe they scored like 4 points in the last 5 minutes of that particular contest, which cost them a game. It was ugly. It was stupid. It was no fun to watch there. They are 2.5-point favorites here at home. And the Heat, like I said, on that back-to-back where I think where the Suns are going to catch them there. And the injuries for the Heat continue to add up. Davion Mitchell out. Kel'el Ware out. Tyler Hero out. Terry Rozier obviously still out. Jalen Green played 4 minutes in their last game, so he's out. Devin Booker is out with the ankle. Even though Booker's out, we still like the Suns here quite a bit. We think Dylan Brooks tends to score a little bit more when Devin's not playing. Colin Gillespie's been playing well. Excuse me. But so there's not a ton of player props out for this game, just FYI, especially for the Suns side. So keep that in mind. So Suns -0.5 first quarter, 1.5 first half, 2.5 for the game. Jaquez, 5+ rebounds. Wiggins, 19+ points and rebounds. We might have some more player props in there if you're on our Discord channel a little bit later for you as well. And then we'll get to the final game of the night. Nets, Clippers, 9 o'clock Eastern time, Intuit Dome. The Nets 12-31, one of the worst teams in the league. No shocker there. Clippers all of a sudden are in the 10 slot. They've been hot, 20-24, as bad as they were at the start of the season. That's excellent. 12-9 at home. The Clippers are favored by 8.5. The line opened at 9.5. Another extremely low total at 210.5 because it is a Clipper. It is a Nets game. So Trier out with an illness. Clowney game time decision. Cam Thomas out again. He was hurt for majority of the start of the season and has been god-awful since he came back. And then Highsmith still out. Kawhi Leonard, game time decision. Bogdanovich is out. Derek Jones is out. And obviously Bradley Beal's still out. Clippers coming in, won 4 out of their last 5. And the Nets have lost 4 straight in a double OT game to Boston, where they lose 130-126. The Clippers haven't played. They've had a couple days off as well. Should be well rested here. We'll see if Kawhi is going to play. Don't know for sure. But the Clippers should roll in this one pretty easily. Clippers -2.5 first quarter, 4.5 first half, 8.5 for the game. Zubac's under 11.5 rebounds. John Collins, 19+ par, points, assists, rebounds combined. Claxton under 7.5 rebounds. Dunn under 3.5 assists. And Michael Porter Jr., a little bit of a flyer here at 4+ threes. Maybe he gets some 3-pointers going. The question is are the Nets going to be able to trade him? I'm sure, obviously, they're not going anywhere here. With his salary, it is going to be hard to find something, like he definitely could be a piece. But it's interesting, though, when he was a piece with Denver, it was so inconsistent and so bad. Like, and all of a sudden he goes to the Nets. And now he's got a chance to shoot the ball a little bit more, and he's the focal of the offense and completely different player. But when he had to play a third or fourth, wasn't that great with the Nuggets. So I don't know if teams are they're probably going to look at a lot of his Nuggets time, I would assume, if they do make a trade for him. But he makes over $30 million a year, which isn't the highest salary in the NBA, right? But, when a lot of these teams that are competing for championships are over the South or the second apron, a team that could use his 3-point shooting is definitely going to be the Thunder. But like I said, too much money for them. I was hoping they would go get Corey Kispert. Kispert got traded to the Hawks. Doesn't mean Kispert can't get traded again. They need a guy like that, the Thunder do. They need another 3-point shooter or two. I mean, I like Alex Caruso as much as the next guy, but he's so inconsistent from three. Dort's great defensively, but he has been horrible from three-point land this season. So if the Thunder are going to make a run at a repeat championship, I think they're going to have to get a 3-point shoot. All right, so that's going to be all of our bets for January 25th in the NBA and college basketball. Hopefully, if you like the content, subscribe to the channel, like the show, leave a comment, turn notifications on, share it with a friend. All that stuff's greatly appreciated. All of our shows brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. We're so confident that you'll like it. I'll give you a 7-day free trial. You can get that link in the comments section or on our YouTube channel page. Also, our private Discord channel is going to be in those same two spots in the comments section of the YouTube channel page. Link there. Join a couple 100+ members that love doing the same thing you do. Sports wagering, get all of our bets early, get bonus material. We just had UFC go off last night. We had a little extra for that. Golf. This is really where we start the year off with the Farmers Insurance Open. Typically is where we start getting heavily involved in golf. Formula One's around the corner as well. All those sports we don't put out for the public. Those are just for the Discord. Plus, we're going to get all of our unit sizes, everything else in that Discord channel. So make sure you check that out as well. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.